Well, joining me now is Cat Hobbs, the director of the We Own It campaign, who campaigned against privatisation. 2.8%, this is really going to have an impact on passengers, isn't it?
Good morning. Yes, it really is. I mean, if you've taken the train recently, you'll know that our rail fares are absolutely outrageous already. And what this means is that next year, passengers are going to be paying even more. And I think people think that it's an absolute rip-off. And so 3 out of 4 of us actually believe the railway should be brought into public ownership, where it can work for us passengers rather than working for the shareholders.
But when we look back to the old days of British Rail, it wasn't exactly working smoothly then, was it?
Well, I think British Rail was underinvested in. That was a deliberate government policy. We've got much more money going into our railway now. What we need is for that money to go towards improving services, reducing fares. We've got a climate crisis on our hands right now. You know, we've seen Greta Thunberg taking a trip to highlight this. We've got a worldwide emergency, and we need people to be able to make the green choice. So that means it needs to be easy for people to choose the train or the bus rather than flying or driving. Right now, with these kinds of fares, it's incredibly difficult for people to choose that green option. It's just not affordable the way that it should be.
Having said that, if you look back and compare it to the days of British Rail, twice as many people now do use the railway. So privatisation, it seems, has led to a greater footfall and more people making that environmental choice.
Well, I think what that shows is that many of us just don't have the choice not to take the train. If we don't have a car, if we're travelling into big cities, we often have to get the train. And we're a small country with, we're very centralised around London. So there are lots of factors leading to that increased growth in rail travel. But I think we have to look at the opportunity cost. If we had the railway in democratic public ownership, accountable to passengers, we could have much more growth in rail travel, and we could really give people a real alternative to cars and planes. And it would mean that we'd have an extra £1 billion to invest across the network. So yes, it's great that people want to take the train. Now let's make it easy for them to do it by bringing the railway into public ownership.